And they're off. Running over the straight mile in the Jennings-Bet Newmarket British EBF Maiden Stakes. And as they crest the rise at the end of the first half furlong, it was Sedate who was rather ponderous coming out of the stalls and just chased along early. The early pace is being put up towards the near side by Scandinavia, and just in behind that now City of Kings, who now goes ahead of Scandinavia and has taken the clear lead. Knight's Gold is also prominent. Veku on the heels of the leaders. Over on the far side is Anniversary, then Big Gypsy King, the horse who's got the red noseband. At the moment, the two Godolphin runners in the last half of the field. Double Meaning racing just in advance of Arabian Poet, who's raced quite greenly in the early stages and still ridden along Sedate, another one who's racing green at the back of the field. They continue their journey on through towards the halfway point. It's Knight's Gold who has now got the lead over King of Cities, who raced in second. Veku is just in third. Anniversary right over on the far side is in fourth. The 3 furlong marker, and it sees a half-length advantage for Knight's Gold. Towards the near side, King of Cities is now coming alongside and takes the lead. In the centre, King of Cities taken on by Veku, now in second. Anniversary is in third. Scandinavia has stayed on into fourth, but has 4 lengths to make on the leading trio, lined up as they race the bottom of the dip and now meet the rising ground. Veku in the centre. Anniversary over on the far side. King of Cities towards the near side, and back in fourth is Scandinavia, who is closing, but it's Anniversary and Rob Hornby who have got the lead inside the final 100 yards. It is Anniversary who wins. Anniversary over Scandinavia, who stayed on to take second. Close third, King of Cities and Veku.
A race that was won 14 years ago by Frankel. It's got a fine roll of honour, and this year's winner is Anniversary, ridden by Rob Hornby, and a fine performance in the saddle too, and a good performance too from the horse. You must be very taken with that, I imagine.
Yeah, it was. It was a really pleasing debut. You know, obviously we were a bit unaware of where you kind of are with such a big fine-looking colt. But he done enough at home to suggest that he's ready for his first day out in public, and yeah, there looked like some nice types in the race, particularly in the paddock. But he didn't, you know, he didn't look. He wasn't the worst pick of the bunch. You know, he stood out equally. So yeah, a real taking performance and a great attitude to boot.
Did you sit him at home before this?
Yeah, I've ridden him plenty, and he'd been away for a gallop as well. So you know, he has got plenty of size, and you know, which is most exciting because you'd like to think there's plenty to look forward to. But equally, there's only so much you can do at home. They need to go out and race and see it all, and perfect place to come for the debut. And I was pretty keen just to. I think the mile was going to be his minimum, so I was pretty keen to let him go forward and see it all. But after going a furlong and a half, there was a generous enough gallop to just get a sit and get him into a rhythm, teach him enough. But Tom, the most pleasing thing was what he did through the middle part of the race. I felt he really warmed to the task well, and got into a battle with, I think, Rab's horse was down on the stand side, and he got on top of that horse then, got a little bit, it was quite green once he hit the front, hitting the rising ground. But then when I started to try and pull him up after the line, and he went for his girths, he galloped out again, which is always really pleased to feel and to see.
Yeah, a really promising sign. You talked about it then, alluded to the fact that he's got plenty of stamina. His pedigree would back that up. It looks as though, you know, a mile today, a mile 2, a mile 4 in time would be his ideal. So the fact that he managed to do that on his first dive at 8 furlongs is very encouraging. Yeah,
you have to be impressed really, and just, you know, even cantering him down to start, I had my mind set that I wanted to go out and help him along in the early part of the race, because you know, he's obviously got an engine there, and he's got a beautiful stride that covers a lot of ground, so you always want to make use of that if you can.
And does he give you the feel of the type you could potentially go on to perform at group level?
He gave me a very nice feel today. Obviously, you know, this race now has you know, in the past, obviously thrown up some very nice horses, and just looking at what else was in the race, and it rode like a strong event. So you'd have to be impressed, and you know, with all the stamina that he's got, and particularly the ground conditions today, that it's fast ground. I can only help but think he'd appreciate. He wouldn't want any faster than today, and you know, he's still got plenty to look forward to for the rest of this year, looking into the autumn before he gets to possibly some nice targets for next year.
Absolutely, he looks very nice, so very well done.
Thank you, cheers.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.